Hello everyone, welcome back to Hope at Home. Here we are in our puppet workshop today because we've been working on a puppet. Here's a puppet that we thought you'd like to see. This is a workshop for art museums and schools. Since it's back to school time, a lot of us are very busy this time of year. I know you are. But this is a little puppet. It's a stick puppet from Peru, and his name is Naylamp, as a matter of fact. Naylamp is the name of this puppet, and it's a Peruvian demigod that's really a lot of fun to make. And we were wondering about making some workshop kits for you too, for our Hope at Home videos. And we'll talk to your parents about that and see if you would like to make something like that, except it would be an archangel, something that would be appropriate. But this is appropriate too, because we like to learn about cultures of other people as well, don't we? Well, this week we are having another of our parables told by a guest storyteller. And this week we're learning about the Good Samaritan, and the storyteller is an alligator. His name is Cooley Gator, and so we're going to see what he has to say about the Good Samaritan.
Everybody likes telling good old stories, especially alligators. Sometimes we even tell stories in rhyme. We love to hear stories that we can tell later. They give us the smiles of an alligator. Oh man, we are older than dinosaurs, you know. So alligators really like those old stories Jesus was always telling, the ones called parables. Here's one of my favorites. It's called the Parable of the Good Samaritan. Now, to Jesus' people, Samaritans were about as popular as alligators in a swimming pool. So a story about a Good Samaritan would have been really weird to them. Oh man, that's how a good storyteller like Jesus would get their attention. The story begins after Jesus was telling people they should love their neighbors. Can you believe it? Love your neighbors. This radical idea made some of the people pretty uncomfortable, and one of them, a lawyer fellow, asked, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus knew the guy was trying to trick him, but he didn't snap back like a gator in a swamp. Oh no. You know, Jesus didn't usually answer questions direct. He told stories that would show people what he meant. Sure enough, he told a story. It seems this traveler guy was going down the winding, rocky old road from Jerusalem to Jericho. Well, it was a dangerous road, not because of the rocks, but because of the robbers that hid behind the rocks waiting for travelers. So this traveling man fell into hands of robbers, bad ones too. They were on him like a pit of crocodiles. He was beaten up, they took all his money, and even his clothes. Then, they slithered away and left him there, half dead. Half dead! Now, it happened that a priest from Jesus' people was going down the same road. The priest glanced over and saw the traveler lying beside the road, but quickly passed by on the other side. Then, a Levite came the same way. Now, Levites were experts in God's law. This one also saw the banged-up traveler lying there, and he passed by on the other side too. Man, that would just frost me. But then a Samaritan, one of those other folks that Jesus' family hated, who was taking the same road, got a look of that poor traveler. But unlike the others, he was filled with compassion for the injured man. He jumped down off the donkey and ran over to the traveler immediately. He dressed his wounds by pouring some oil and wine to clean them up. Now that's a good recipe for friendship, isn't it? Then the Samaritan picked the wounded person up and put him on his own donkey. He led the donkey and went straight into an inn where the Samaritan could take care of the injured traveler. The next day, the Samaritan took out 2 denarii, which was a lot of money, and gave those to the innkeeper. He said, "Take care of this person, and when I come back, I will pay you back for whatever it might have cost you." And that was Jesus' story. After he finished telling it, he turned to the lawyer and said, Which one of these do you think was a neighbor to the traveler who had been attacked by the robbers? The lawyer couldn't argue with Jesus about that. His answer was, the one who showed mercy to the traveler. Well, no fooling. Jesus just smiled, like us gators do all the time, and he replied, go out into the world and do the same for all these other people. That's what I like so much about this story. Jesus didn't have to say, hey, Mr. Lawyer, stop thinking anybody is better than anybody else. Everybody is your neighbor. Then the Samaritan in this story showed us what it's like to be a really good neighbor. All I can say is, a good story is good no matter how old, and the truth is the truth whenever it's told. Now that's some good news for today, isn't it?
Hey Maxie, doing okay today? Good to see you again, all bright and shiny. Hey, I was listening to Cooley Gator's story about the Good Samaritan. I really enjoyed that. In fact, he's had so many good points about things he said. I took notes. Do you ever take notes on things? Oh, you you do? Oh, that's good. Now I know you take notes. Oh, I took a couple of notes of something he said right here. It's really interesting. He said at the very end, a good story is good no matter how old, and the truth is the truth whenever it's told. Isn't that something you could just think about all day long? I know I could. And you take notes and everyone takes notes, and Daffy Dill has something to tell us about how old stories keep teaching us and about really old stories. And I think we're going to find out now. You ready? Okay, good. Well, let's go listen to Daffy next.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm so glad you like to hear stories about things like these old trees and things. And, to think about these trees being 3,000 or 4,000 years old, it's amazing, isn't it? But these trees, when Jesus was telling those stories, were about seeds. They were tiny, tiny, little cute seeds in the ground. They hardly grew up or anything. They were just getting ready to form the trees that are still here. I'm shocked and amazed, and it's so mysterious that these trees have survived so many years around, and this area is called the Muir Woods. Beautiful place. It's so nice, and it's pretty, and it's so scenic around all the things that we see, and it's just a beautiful, peaceful, and there's even a place in the Muir Woods called the Cathedral Woods. It's wonderful. Anyway, that's my story for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. And next week, we'll talk a little bit more about other stuff, I'm sure. Have a great week.
Well, Daffy always amuses me in everything she says. I think she's very funny. And I love learning about the Muir Woods, and I can't even get my head around 3,000-year-old trees or 4,000-year-old trees, and they count the rings and everything. It's amazing. You've got to go to the Muir Woods someday. Yeah. So anyway, I bet you have this week's coloring sheets and things. Oh, you want to go get them? Oh, thank you. Keep everyone waiting on a cliffhanger. Oh, this Cooley Gator. Now everyone got to see Cooley Gator, and look, we have Cooley Gator. And that's the coloring sheet that you can add your own colors to, and it doesn't have to be exactly the same as Cooley, but that'll be really fun. What else? Oh, and of course, we didn't get to show last week Barkley Brown, a Barkley Brown coloring sheet. That's pretty amazing there. Barkley Brown, what a good likeness. Did you draw that yourself? I mean, you've had some help of it, didn't you? So what else do you have here? You just have some extra things this week. What do we... Oh, look at that. Okay, this is the proof for the Cooley Gator sticker that we're doing. That's a really good proof. You get that printed out on the computer. You're such a good office assistant. I love that. What other sticker do you have? Do you have any other stickers that we were working on? On the other proof, of course, Barkley Brown is going to be a sticker too. Look at that, Barkley Brown. Such a very good likeness in cartoon form, right? There's more. Oh, there's more? Oh, you surprised me. What else do you have? Oh, you're very excited. What is this one? It's like, oh, of course, we couldn't leave you out of it, could we? A Maxie Mouse color sticker like that. That's very good. It's a coloring sheet, and then this is the sticker proof, right? Well, that's the very good likeness of you too. Did you draw yourself? Oh, good. You're very good. You got your colors all right and everything. Even that cute little red bandana in your back pocket. How fun is that? Well, you wear it with pride. So, okay. Well, I guess, are we done for this week, Maxie? Is there more? What else can we talk about today? Anything? Well, I guess I tell you what. So, I think we'll think of some things for next week while we're away for the weekend. So, you have a very good week, and it's really good to see you always. And for now, bye-bye, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Well, Sylvester certainly enjoyed that story about the Good Samaritan told by an alligator. That was kind of unusual for a cat, too, to hear such a thing, wasn't it, Sylvester? So we hope you had a good time with that today. And it's time for us to say so long until our next episode, till we meet again. Sylvester, can you say go in peace? Well, you can say it in your own way, can't you? I'll go ahead and say it for you. Go in peace.